Songs in the Night, November 19th. The chosen text from Revelation chapter 21 verses 7. He that overcometh shall inherit all things, and I will be his God, and he shall be my son. Explanation. Those addressed are not the bride class selected during the gospel age, but the sheep class of Matthew chapter 25, such a mankind as during the millennial age became the Lord's sheep and obey his voice. To these at the end of the millennial age, in harmony with the Father's plan, he says, "Come, ye blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world." They are not invited to inherit the kingdom prepared for us in joint heirship with the Lord, the heavenly kingdom, but they shall inherit the earth, the purchased possession. They shall come back into all the good estate of the father Adam, which he lost for himself and his children through disobedience, but which Jesus redeemed with his own precious blood and will restore at the close of the millennium to all the children of Adam who shall have accepted his gracious favors and been regenerated by him, and thus became his sons, and he their God, their Father. Reprint number 2833, hymn number 214. Amen.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're jumping straight into a single verse that carries this massive promise, Revelation 21, verse 7.
Right. He that overcometh shall inherit all things, and I will be his God, and he shall be my son.
Exactly. So our mission today really is to crack open this framework and define who exactly is being addressed by this promise and what the inheritance actually is.
It's an incredible promise, and, the documents we looked at, they immediately create a kind of tension.
Tension? How so?
Well, when you read he that overcometh, the natural assumption is that you're talking about the most dedicated, the highest heavenly elect.
Yeah, what this material calls the bride class selected during the gospel age.
Precisely. If you're overcoming the world, you think that's who it's for. But this analysis asserts that the promise is explicitly not for them.
Wow, okay, so not for the joint heirs.
Not for them. Instead, this future promise is directed toward the sheep class of Matthew 25.
So the vast majority of mankind.
The ones who, during the coming millennial age, become the Lord's obedient followers.
Wait, that's a huge shift. The idea that the sheep are the overcomers of Revelation 21.7 is pretty counterintuitive.
It is, but it's about what they're overcoming.
Yeah.
Their own fallen Adamic condition during that age of opportunity. By the end of the millennium, those who've been successfully taught righteousness and obeyed, they're invited to, and I'm quoting here, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world.
Okay, let's unpack that. What are they actually inheriting? Because you have two distinct outcomes here.
Exactly.
The bride class gets that heavenly joint heirship ruling with Christ. So what does the inheritance for the sheep class look like on the ground?
They inherit the earth. And this teaching calls it the purchased possession.
The purchased possession.
And this isn't some abstract idea. This material is very clear that inheriting the earth means coming back into the good estate of Father Adam.
That phrase, good estate of Father Adam. That's the key, isn't it?
It's everything.
You're not just talking about owning land. You're talking about a complete restoration.
A total physical and moral restoration.
So what did Adam originally have that this sheep class is now reclaiming?
I mean, think about Adam's original state. Perfection, total soundness of mind, eternal physical health, and a moral character that was just fully aligned with God's will.
That was all lost.
It was lost through disobedience. But the beauty of this theological perspective is that it clarifies that Jesus redeemed that specific estate.
So the earth itself and human perfection on it.
Yes. Redeemed with his precious blood. So the redemption wasn't just for a few to go to heaven.
It was to reclaim the original purpose for the planet and everyone on it.
Exactly.
So what are the final non-negotiable conditions for the sheep class to, seal this deal?
Well, the full restoration only happens at the close of the millennial age. And it's only for those of Adam's children who accept Christ's work, pass the final tests, and undergo what the writing calls regeneration.
Regeneration, so they have to be spiritually reborn by him.
Right, to become his fully adopted sons, with him taking on the role of their God and Father.
What an incredible picture this paints. I mean, this deep dive has shown that this theological structure sets up two radically distinct but equally complete outcomes.
The heavenly ruling position for the few.
And a fully restored, perfect, earthly inheritance. That original purchased possession for the many who are finally regenerated.
Which really raises an important question for you to ponder. If this earthly inheritance is defined so explicitly as the restoration of the good estate of Father Adam, focusing on that perfect physical and spiritual soundness, what is the implication that they must reclaim a lost state of physical perfection? Tell us about the state of humanity immediately preceding the close of the millennium.